Where the ramble dogs we roam and bark, chasing stories from dawn till dark. Tails wag wild, minds run free, adventures our philosophy.
Hello friends, Romans and countrymen. Me and Pooch are heading out on a little adventure, somewhere with a bit of history tucked away. And we're diving into a spot that takes us back to when the Romans first set foot in Yorkshire. Nothing too fancy, just some proper old school Roman vibes to explore and enjoy. So come along, let's see what we can find. Where are we? Cawthorn Roman Camp, just north of Pickering. So this is where we are at the moment. And here we are. As you can see, that mound that stretches all the way across there is the edge of the Roman camp. Here a bit closer, all the way over there, and this is the inside of the camp. Yes, there isn't much to see, but it gives you an idea. And up at the top you can see the defensive ditch. That would have been deeper. Obviously over time that's been filled in. And that ran all the way round. And that is one of the gateways. There was four. One at the north, east, south and west. Now, the actual ditch itself was some 7 feet, 2.1 metres deep. Now, there's a gully here heading down that way, all the way down. And it's thought to have been one of the main ways the Romans used to get up and down the escarpment. Likely sourcing water from a spring a short distance from the bottom of this gully. Now, the task of collecting water was likely given to soldiers. Most were auxiliaries. Auxiliaries were foreign soldiers, so not born of Rome. So foreign soldiers and other men that were recruited into the Roman army. Now, they were posted deliberately to far-flung parts of the empire to discourage them from deserting. And that gully goes up and up through there. So archaeologists believe that the camp was there from the late 1st century to the early 2nd century before being disbanded. Now, of course, Pickering isn't that far from York, which was founded in around AD 71 by the 9th Legion, who marched up from the south and set up camp there, later becoming a city known as Eboracum, or as they called it, I imagine, Eboracum, now York. Now, I believe we're just outside the second fort, and this being the entrance here. Now, over here is the top of the inner part of the defensives, and then it goes down and then up again to this part here. Hoping that's capturing on the camera. So the defences of this fort were a bit more complex than the others at this camp. Now, imagine you're part of an attacking force coming this way. The high rampart up the top there, yeah, topped by a wooden stockade, and you've got angry Romans hurling spears at you and rocks and whatever, and then you'd be jumping over this here. So from what I understand, it went down in a V, had a little channel, and then up again, which were a bit like ankle breakers, I guess. So you make it over that first ditch, and then you get to this raised earthen platform here, and the Romans call that the ravelling or the killing ground. Even if you make it there, you still have several obstacles to go, and so retreating is hampered by this outer ditch here. So this was the first section, having to get over there. Obviously this would have been deeper, and then up onto here, and then you have this section here to get to, and then get up, and then the wall. And just to give you some context, I'm 6'2". That's eye level. As you can see, it's deep. And trying to get up there with everything being thrown at you from over that direction this way, bloody scary. This is the entrance to this part of the Roman fort, and if you look this side you can see again that ditch, and it goes to another ditch over here. So right now we're walking through one of the, or what would have been one of the gates, walking along the main road of the fort. This is the main road, and where that signpost is, that's the middle section, so it'll be cross section road wise. So you'll have road going that way where that signpost is, up there, and then down that way. So all this area here where you can see the mound was once a Roman fort. So that's where I've just come from. That's the southern exit, and that's the west exit. North exit being up there. So I'm now standing in the middle of the Roman fort, and right here at this point would have been the headquarters for the Roman commander, his Principia. So imagine, if you will, 2,000 years ago, this area here, rows upon rows of leather tents, Roman soldiers going about the business, collecting firewood for cooking, going about their duties, guarding the ramparts, going on marches, and the noise and hustle and bustle of the life of a Roman legion. Now, silence. It's not hard to see why the Romans chose this hilltop as a fort. Any attacking army coming over this way would have little chance of not being seen. Now somewhere over here is what's believed to be a Roman road. So we're going to go and take a look at that and see if we can unravel its mystery. So here we are at Wheeldale Road. Now Wheeldale Road is an ancient stone slabbed road, and the mystery is who actually built it. From what I can understand, currently it's believed to be built by the Romans, but other people say it may be later than that, medieval. Let's go and find out. So here we are walking along the road itself. Now the Romans, they built the roads in a particular way. They'd dig a trench, and in that trench they'd layer it with big stones, then pebbles, sand, cement, and then broken stone. And then after that they would get paving stones neatly cut to put on the surface. The road starts there, curves over to that side, and right up in the distance is where you can see the outline. There are a lot of sheeps about. A lot of sheeps. Now here are some of the rocks which are indeed flat, as though they'd been carved that way, especially along this side here. So I'm going to read off the English Heritage website with the history of Wheeldale Roman Road. Now, it's first recorded as Wade's Causeway, a Roman way, on a map of 1720. It then features in most antiquarian accounts of the area as part of a Roman road, traced for various distances along a route from Motherby near Malton, in the south towards the coast north of Whitby, which is a distance of some 33 to 35 miles. More recent work, however, has suggested that it could be medieval, or that it might not be a road at all, but a much modified Neolithic or early Bronze Age boundary feature. Here's a bit more evidence. Large flat rock. Are those chisel marks? Possibly, do you think? I don't know. Of course, it's now a neat launching point. Isn't it neat? Hey girl, you like it up here, don't you? Yeah. And as you walk further along, you start to see more of these flat rocks. Obviously weathered by a few thousand years, being up here in the North Yorkshire moors, which is very, very peaceful. Just stopping for a breather. Poor old Nita, she's turned 13 last month. She's starting to slow down, bless her. Aren't you, girl? Hey? Yeah. But you're doing very well, though. Yes. Yes. Should we get going? Oh, you're coming up here. Hello. Should we go? Let's go. Just for a bit of reference, we're heading back to the car. This is the Roman Road, or what is possibly a Roman road, and over in that direction, roughly, is Cawthorn Roman Camp. And here again, some more flat stone. A nice little spot to rest one's weary backside on and look out over the North Yorkshire moors. Just peace and tranquility. Do you reckon, Nate? Is it good? It's quiet. Let's listen for a moment.